Africa political economy analyst Israel Mkhize is joining us now in the studio to discuss the situation in Burundi. Good morning, Israel, and thank you very much for coming in.
Morning, thank you.
We've seen Burundi going through a lot of turmoil, particularly since April, when the president, they said he's going to go for a third term, and his opponents challenging it and saying it's unconstitutional, and it ended up in all kinds of violence. But the elections have taken place. We're hearing now the noises from them to saying that they've won. Is this good for Burundi?
Well, this is renaissance being deferred. From 1959 to 1961, when Burundi got its independence from Belgium, the founder of the nation at the time was sadly taken out of power just after the monarchy, constitutional monarchy was established in 1976. Just a bit of background. There was a problem again of a son confronting his father, ousting him out of power. You jump to 1993. They tried to bring a constitutional reform as well at that time. But again, there were issues, and the prime minister was assassinated. You go to year 2000, between that period of year 2000 and 2003, with the Arusha Accord being in place, so that they look into the question of disarmament and not undermining the treaties and so on. At that time, you would be surprised that Nkurunziza, in 2003, he played a role as a minister of good governance. And his father actually was once a minister in the parliament. So and he actually has about 4 awards for peace and good governance, Nkurunziza. So there's a serious contradiction at this point in time when you look at how he interprets what is to be done in Burundi.
So over the years, Burundi has had these crises at different times, and now this is the latest one. And the man who was responsible for good governance about 10 years ago, or less than 10 years ago, is now at the center of the conflict.
It's at the center of the conflict, and it's unfortunate because we're talking about a country, economically speaking, which is said to be in the top 5 poorest countries in the world, not top 5 richest. Number 2, we're talking about a country which the per capita GDP is the lowest in the world, and you're talking about a country here which has a problem of the economy. It only depends on agriculture. As a matter of fact, agriculture contributes to 30% of the GDP.
Yeah, and economic activity in the last few weeks since April has been really nil. Everything has a lot of ground to a standstill. Can after this election Nkurunziza survive, and can Burundi recover? Well,
there's still this period between now and the 15th where there's going to be now the presidential nomination. Obviously, he said he's going to stand, but the problem is, as I said, there is a renaissance being deferred here. You have the new tripartite treaty which was signed in Egypt by the SADC, the AEC, the African Eastern Community, which Burundi is part of. So with this question of people, about 127,000 people fleeing the country, and the ministers and so on, they are destabilizing the countries on the shoulders of Burundi. You have Congo right on the top shoulder. You have Tanzania. You've got Kenya. You've got Rwanda, which has got its own problems as well, security issues. So when you destabilize a country which has borders of 4 countries which need security, and it's compromising its position on the new deal of the economic trade. So we would need something to happen between now and the 15th, whether Nkurunziza is advised to hand over power or to make some kind of admission that there has to be an inclusion.
Okay, can the EU play a role here? We saw them pulling out their observers at the weekend for the parliamentary elections, saying,
right,
no, they don't believe they'll be free and fair. I mean, just pulling out. Shouldn't they try and engage to make sure that between now and the 15th, as you say, some solution is found?
Well, there was an engagement. I remember that sometime in June, even the president of Kenya, they went to try and engage. I remember the foreign minister saying, any matter can be on the table, but the question of the ballot and who will be on the ballot is out of question. Nkurunziza will stand. However, the AU is using this as a sanctioning tactic to scare this guy, to say, we will isolate you and you're innocent. But the biggest problem, some may say, is the statement which was made by the chairperson of the SADC to say, African leaders must not yoke themselves with terms and say 2 terms or whatever. If the people want the leader, let the leader continue. So you see that there is a senior authoritative political figure making such a pronouncement under these conditions. So it may somehow bring a little bit of saying, hey, maybe I can continue, I have backup from some people. And also remember that both German and Holland, they've colonized and handled Burundi. So you don't know where is this confidence of Nkurunziza, who are his backers. So all of those things.
It's going to be very interesting to watch the next couple of weeks. Thank you very much, Israel. That's Africa political economy analyst Israel Mkhize.